We're all going to die someday. It's a hard thing to think about, and everybody approaches it differently. Whether we try to delay the inevitable or face it. I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Today I'm going to talk to you about how we approach the inevitable. Everybody in here has taken a test before, and some were more prepared than others. It can be very frustrating, very nerve-wracking when you know a test is coming up and there's no way to avoid it. And some people plan ahead and others don't. Sometimes we shut down, we can't think straight, we can't study, and when this test comes, we do poorly. The same thing happens in life. Are we going to be prepared for when that time comes? And are we going to be able to die peacefully? There's other examples of the inevitable, such as when let's say there's a party coming up and you're going to go to it. Your friend invited you, but you don't really know anyone there except for your friend. It's going to be hard for you to know what to wear, know who to talk to, know what to bring. And some people are going to be more prepared than others when this time comes to go to a party. You're going to talk to people. So I think it's important that everybody faces their fears so that they're prepared when something that they don't want to happen happens. Thank you.
I'm sorry, let me chatter while I'm talking about this, Tick tock, tick tock. Tick tock, here we go. This one, okay. That's pretty reasonable. Okay, we'll go that direction. Maybe I don't know. All right, muttering under our breath. I thought you had a pretty dramatic opening statement. Everybody seemed to be taken aback by that. You identified the topic nicely. I thought that was good, and I thought you had a really good thesis. So everything seemed to be going swimmingly right at the beginning. Then there's not you kind of ease into the topic, and you start talking about things without telling us where you're headed. And as a consequence, I think you don't really know where you're headed yourself. And so you need to develop a structure early on, let us know, and then kind of follow that path. As it is, you're just hoping that the next thing's going to come along and give you something to say, and there are a couple of places where you get stuck. And you'll notice that when you watch back, you'll know when those times are. And it becomes obvious because of the pause that you have to go through to get to the next point. Your voice projects pretty well. There's a reasonable variety in it. Like I said before, there is some pacing issues. You do have one spot especially where you hesitate because you can't quite figure out where it is that you were going to go next. Your gestures are very limited. You engage in what I sometimes refer to as the fig leaf pose. You've got your hands locked in front of you like you're covering up Adam and Eve, and God has suddenly discovered you, and oh my gosh, I'm naked up here, we got to cover up that sort of thing. So I think you need to be a little bit more engaged while you're speaking so that you look more naturalistic, as opposed to like you're doing a recitation in front of your class in elementary school when people just, that's where your anxiety kind of comes out. You also stay back a little bit. There's not a lot of movement in your body, which is not automatically a bad thing, but it does sometimes look like it's the deer in headlights sort of thing. So when you have the combination of your hands being locked in front of you and you step back and there's not a lot of movement, that's the combination that seems to suggest anxiety issues there. Let's see. I did think, though, that you looked at the audience pretty effectively. You tried to engage us for the most part, and even in those spots when you did get a little bit lost and stuck, you didn't just disengage from us. You tried to keep us involved, and I think that that's a good technique for you, and you want to keep doing those sorts of things. All right. Thank you.